I think perhaps the most striking and best known example of Muslims and Christians getting along very well in a kind of fruitful coexistence is Muslim Spain, from the 9th to the 11th centuries in particular, because there was a Muslim ruling minority in distant Spain, and the majority of the population were Christians, and everybody was treated well. The Muslim rulers gave the Christians protection, provided that they paid a poll tax, and there was a common aim to really create a peaceful and successful coexistence there. And that's why there's always talk about convivencia in Spain, that is to say, living together with common aims and in harmony. The Christians spoke Arabic, and there were those that were particularly noted were called the Mozarabs, Musta'arab, which meant that they had been Arabized. And that didn't mean in faith, it meant in culture. So there was this common interest in science, in medicine, in astronomy in particular, and the Jews were also involved in this peaceful coexistence. So all three Abrahamic faiths were living together, for the most part, very harmoniously. Now, another example which I could cite would be certain periods of the Crusades. When people think about the Crusades, they think war, Europeans coming and attacking Muslims and grabbing Jerusalem and so on. But that was only part of the deal, because the Crusader Christians, they stayed in the Holy Land and in Syria for almost 200 years. And during that time, there were long periods when there was trade and mutual contact and customs which the Crusaders inherited and admired in the Muslim way of life. And so let's not think of the Crusades as being always a blot on European history. On the contrary, there was quite an interchange, especially in things to do with chivalry, shared ideas of chivalry from the upper classes on the Crusader and the Muslim side, as well as the Crusaders loved Muslim art, and they copied lots of the images without really necessarily understanding what they meant, but they put Muslim images on pottery and in textiles and so on, and they above all got very keen on Muslim food and brought that back to Europe afterwards. Now, I think we can have perhaps in a more modern period, of course, Lebanon, which is much more, since 1943, there's all the different sects of Christianity and Islam there, and they've all been treated with fairness, down from the head of state to the other important government officials. So, and until recent times, Christians and Sunnis and Shiite Muslims were very living again in harmony, but that's a modern instance. I think, to go back to the original point, the Muslim Spain and the Crusades are the most noted examples of not a clash between Christians and Muslims, but a mutual exchange of culture and harmony.